Hello there. Well, hello there. Kim Coles here, and welcome to the Masterclass. Welcome to the training that I have for you. Thank you for saying yes for this. If you are ready to leave your legacy, or if you want to know more about how you can leave your legacy, then you're in the right place. I won't make you wait. So, why don't we start here? This is called the Write, Share, and Inspire Masterclass. It's all about leaving a legacy with your book. And by the way, I highly recommend bringing a pen and a piece of paper and grabbing that right now because I'm planning on dropping gems and jewels all along the way here. So this is really what you should know too, all about connecting with clients and crafting your legacy. And I think so many of us want to have this incredible business that makes a difference, right? You want customers and clients, and you want to bring clients in, and you want to, sell them things and make a difference for them. But I'm talking about going even further. I'm talking about creating a legacy. And this is something that transforms others such that their lives are changed, their lives are better, and you are creating this constant ripple in the pond. You know how you drop a rock in the pond and it reverberates. I don't know if that's the right word here, but the water moves and moves and moves. It keeps going and going and going long after that first pebble was dropped. Well, that's what I mean by legacy. And so let me just give you what I'm going to call here the 30,000 foot view and give you an idea of what we're going to be doing here on this training and what we're really up to. I'm going to talk a lot about telling your story and writing a book, but be very clear that this is bigger than the book. It's your brand and it's your legacy. It's what people will talk about long after the book first comes out, and hopefully even long after you're no longer here, right? That's legacy. So on this training, you're going to discover the power of sharing your story, your personal story, to make your messages memorable and captivate your ideal soulmate clients. And here's a little nugget for you right here. I like to use the term soulmate clients. We hear a lot about the ideal avatar or your ideal customer or your ideal client. I like to go a little bit deeper and refer to my clients as my soulmate clients. And the reason why this is really cool is that you were divinely designed to create a solution for someone very special. And that very special someone is your soulmate client, someone who hears your message, sees your product and says, yes, I want to work with you because I know that you're going to cause transformation in my life. This is just not about making sales. This is about transformation. And so I refer to my clients as soulmate clients. And I'm going to hope that you also want to attract those people who are just the right fit clients right for you. And so sharing your story in a very particular way is going to bring those people in, and then they're going to stay. Then we're going to talk about the types of stories that create the biggest impact, how to build an author platform that makes you and your message stand out. One of the biggest challenges I would say that I see that authors have, one of the mistakes that they make in the beginning is not building the author platform, not building the brand that will support this beautiful book that you've decided to sit down and write, or these books that you've decided to write. You need a platform. It's not just about buy my book. It's about the whole idea, the whole brand of it, the whole package that goes with it. And you, my dear, are the whole package. We're going to talk about that. And also, I'm going to share some secrets to writing a successful book that's not just about selling the book, but about inspiring lives. It's about causing the ripple in the pond, right? That's what we're here to do. I mean, really, that's what we're here to do. And that's what we're here to do. So let's jump in. So this is for you. If you are a visionary, thought leader, innovator, change maker, you're eager to share your message and share your unique stories and expand your influence, teach others, and make a lasting difference. And that's the magic right there. You're here. You know that you're here to make a lasting difference. That's legacy. This is for you if you're overwhelmed and confused by all the publishing options out there. There are a lot. We're going to talk about them. This is for you if you're frustrated or you don't have enough time to write, or you think you don't have enough time to write, or the guidance on where to start. or the accountability to finish. And I find that a lot of writers, including me, I've had those moments where I'm just like, I don't want to write. I don't feel like writing. I don't have enough time to write. Who's going to hold my hand as I finish this bad boy? I got you. That's what I'm here for. This is also here for you if you know that you have to build a brand and sell on social and do all the visibility stuff, but you still can't seem to connect with enough of your perfect clients. So we know all the things we need to do. We have to do what we have to call the close the knowing and doing gap. And that's what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to offer you a solution to help you with all of that too. I like to call it partner in prosperity. So I'll just give you the upfront deal right here. I am going to talk to you about partnering with me in a very special way. This has nothing to sell on this call, but I am going to invite you to a discovery call, and what we call an author discovery call. And I'll put that slide up in just a bit. Actually, I got all the fancy stuff here. Let me put that banner up in case this is something you're like, okay, Kim, I'm going to keep watching this training. But in the meantime, how do I connect with you? This is a 20-minute author discovery session. And you go to Hot Coals Publishing. That's me, hotcoalspublishing.com/wisdom. And I'll come back and share that with you again later on. So who am I? Well, my name is Kim Coles. I have spent 38 years in the business of show. I'm an actress, comedian, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a host. I love hosting fundraisers. That's my fun, because I ask them, how much money you all want to collect tonight? Do you want to make tonight? Do you want to pull in tonight? And then my job as the host is to make sure that we exceed that number. And that's one of my funnest things to do. And one of the ways that I create the ripple in the pond in my world. And so you may have seen me on Living Single or Living Color or Frasier or 100 other shows. I've been doing this for 38 years. This is my full-time gig. And I added some other full-time gigs to my resume. I'm an author of 5 best-selling books. I have them on my desk somewhere. Maybe I'll pull them out if I can move some of the things out, all my contraptions out of the way, and share the 3 anthologies that I've done, so that I've had the opportunity of helping over 94 people become authors and become bestsellers. So I get to wear that beautiful badge of honor. I became a storytelling and book coach because I learned so much as an actress about the power of storytelling, so much as a comedian about the power of storytelling. Why not teach that to entrepreneurs and business owners and coaches and other authors? And so I've taken my gifts in this realm and I've applied them in this realms. And by the way, that's a nugget for you. Write that down. That's a gem for you right there, that you can absolutely take your knowledge, your wisdom, your gifts, your expertise that you have in this realm, whatever it is you know, whatever it is you're an expert in, whatever you went to school for or didn't go to school for, you went to the school of life for, and you can apply those gems, that knowledge, that wisdom, in another area that will expand your reach, expand your brand, expand your business, and create even more ripples in the pond. I'm talking legacy. That's what we're here to do. And that's what you can do. And I figured that out early on in my career. I shouldn't have to sit around and wait for someone to call me for an audition, that I can create opportunities for myself and, more importantly, create opportunities for others. So welcome. And I'm also the founder of Hot Coals Publishing, which I alluded to just a moment ago. I'm so excited about the work that I get to do with amazing authors or new authors and authors who've been doing it for a while, to be able to expand their author brand, help build their author brand so that it's strong and powerful, and that they can do so much more than just that book. I'm not saying the book is not a big deal, but it's what you do with the book that makes all the difference. So that's me. So let me just talk to you a little bit about this. Storytelling influences client relationships. It really does. And also I want to say that storytelling is a big deal because it's primal. It's who we are. It's how we learn. It's how we have become who we have become. We sat around the campfire and our elders told us stories of the great warriors, or the berries in the field that you can eat and the ones that will make you sick. And we we're hardwired to resonate with story. And so that's why it's so important. And I could talk about this for hours about the importance of using story for us, your potential soulmate client, to get to know you, to get to understand what your values are, to understand how you've become who you've become. Because the trick is that we also look for ourselves in each other's stories. When you tell me a story of your courage or your courage or your bravery or the time you were a little foolish about something, I go looking in my own world for the time that I was foolish about something too, or the time that I found courage, or the time that I felt brave, or the time that somebody told me I was brave and I didn't feel brave. When you share your stories, you resonate with others and you cause others to resonate with you. Whether they become your clients or not, it really is a way for people to really deeply resonate. Just like I said just a minute ago, that I refused to sit around and wait for Hollywood to call. And they do call. They do call, right? It's great that I get to do that. But I wanted to take some onus and some responsibility for my own life and my own career so that, yes, they call. And I've created a call for myself to go out and share my gifts with the world. There's someone here who will hear that and resonate with that and go, wait a minute, I do have all these gifts and talents and abilities and expertise that I can be sharing with others and expand my reach. That's how you build relationships. One of the ways you build relationships is through sharing your story. Also, storytelling is an incredible tool for creating client engagement. And again, like I said, personal brand building. We get to know who you are. We get to fall in love with you, and we get to, the whole know, like, and trust, right? The whole know, like, and trust. And there's another piece to the know, like, and trust, which I'm going to come to in just a moment. So storytelling also, it humanizes interactions, it makes messages memorable, and creates emotional connections. And here's a little nugget for you. The emotional connections can go two ways. Either you lean in and you go, oh my goodness, I resonate. This person is so relatable. Let me click through and see what else they have to offer. Let me see what else that they have to teach me or share with me. And it also does the opposite. And I'm calling it connections, but there's also a repelling. How many times have you seen a coach or seen someone talk about their products and their goods or their services, and emotionally you just can't connect? You go, ooh, that's not my coach. That's not my people. Those are not my people. And so the good news about sharing your story is that it creates a way of creating a filtering. It creates a filtering. You either go, yep, that's my people right there. I want to click and download their such and such and get their so-and-so and get on their email list. Or you go, that's not my people right there. Let me go ahead and step off. And that's powerful. And by sharing your story, you create space for the people who are meant to work with you, your soulmate client, to come and work with you. And it weeds out the folks that ain't your people. Get them out the way so they can go and work with other people. But your soulmate client is waiting to work with you, and your story is the way to do it. And I talked about this a second ago. This means that when you do this, there is more know, like, trust, and ding, 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 sales. That's what that whole know, like, and trust thing is about. You get the know, like, and trust. You get people to follow you. You get people to download your downloadable. You get them to do all the things you want them to do. But you're also here because you're in business. You're also here because you're here to make sales. You're also here because you want the people who resonate with you to say, yes, I want to take your coaching program. I want to step into your course. I want to buy your book. We're going to find a way to connect more of that in just a moment. So here's some examples. People always ask me, what kind of stories can I tell? What can I tell, Kim? And maybe I'll get myself out of the way here so you can see the slide beautifully. So here's some examples for you. And again, you can write these down. These are writer downers. Case studies and success stories. Case studies of your former clients or your success stories. By the way, you are a success story. For anyone listening to this and saying, well, I don't have a lot of clients, I don't have a lot of testimonials, that's okay. You are a success story. You created what you've created, or you are in the process of creating what you've creating, because it was successful for you. You figured out a solution that hasn't been seen or heard before from your lips, from your heart, from your world. That is a success, and you get to share that as a feather in your cap. You can also share personal journey stories, how you've become who you've become, how your business became um, what it became, what you chose, how you chose along the way, the mistakes you made along the way. Tell us the journey, we'll follow along. Educational stories are powerful as well. Brand storytelling in your marketing, storytelling in your customer testimonials, like I said before, right? All powerful ways to share your story, share your wisdom. And one of the big questions I always get from my clients is, well, how do I find great stories? Where do I find the stories? And I often hear a lot of folks, I'm trying not to be judgy, but a lot of folks sort of rehash stories that they've heard before. Now, a lot of speakers do that. You hear people telling the same stories on stage because these are time-honored stories and they work. But I always love it when I hear someone share their own stories. It's so refreshing to take the templates for all these other stories, but plug in your personal experiences, your personal ups and downs, your life journey. And so the answer to this question is, how do you find great stories? Well, you hunt and gather. You hunt and gather your own experiences. So you go out into the field and you hunt and gather your own berries, your own flowers, your own, all the things you hunt and gather from your own world. Everything that has happened to you has happened for you. And so I'm going to say that again. Everything that has happened to you has actually happened for you to learn from, heal from, and go and share with others how you've overcome, how you've become something new, how you figured it out, or how you're still figuring it out. Share your experiences so that we resonate with you, we create an emotional connection to you, and then we go, how do I follow you, learn more about your goods, products, and services. So your stories, your experiences are the perfect way to find those stories. And one of the things I love to do with my clients, I actually give them story prompts. So I want to give you my favorite story prompt right now. One of my favorites is tell the story of a mentor that you had as a young person, or any time in your life, but in particular, there's some mentors that you have had along the way, some teachers you've had along the way, some aunties or uncles or mamas or daddies, or a neighbor that was a mentor to you, someone who deposited something into your world, deposited something that they told you that made a difference for you. For me, one of mine is my sixth grade teacher, Mrs. Barrington, who saw my greatness when I couldn't have seen it myself. I mean, how old are you when you're, in sixth grade, like 10 or 11? How could I have seen my greatness? Not yet. But she let me know that she saw it. It was kind of traumatic. It was after I went on to the seventh grade and started misbehaving that she let me know that she saw me misbehaving and that she was not pleased and that she expected better from me. And I was like, I'm just being a seventh grader. I'm just hanging out with the girls and doing my thing. And she let me know, no, you can hang out with those girls, but you're meant for more. And it was devastating at the time because I didn't know she was watching, but I'm glad that she saw in me something that I couldn't have seen in myself. And it led me to understand at that time that you never know who's watching. You never know who's being influenced by you. And she knew that I was meant for something else. And I started behaving after that. Stopped hanging out with those naughty seventh grade girls. They were a whole lot of fun though. So who is a mentor in your life who made a big difference? What did they teach you? What did you learn? And how do you still use that principle, that value in your life right now? Or did someone teach you something and you were like, nope, I know how not to be from now on? Both sides are very valuable. One of my favorite story prompts. It would get you thinking and remembering all kinds of powerful moments for yourself that have made you who you are today. Okay, there you go. So the reason why I'm talking about legacy a lot is a few years ago, I had the great joy of going to visit Egypt. And if you look behind me in that picture, if you can see in that picture there, I'm standing in sort of a doorway that's a doorway close to where the Sphinx is. My head is kind of in front of the Sphinx right there, but you see it there. And there's nothing like going to a place that is that old and that ancient and has that many beautiful stories to really understand the power of legacy. So the definition, I'm the daughter of a teacher, so I have to give the definition here, is the long-lasting impact of particular events, actions, or etc. that took place in the past or of a person's life. It can also be a business, a legacy business, or the profits from a business set up for a foundation or charity. And in other words, leaving a legacy means dreaming big and changing the world for the better. Well, while I was there in Egypt, I got to hear many, many stories of people who had lived a long, long time ago that we're still talking about. We're still sharing their stories. We're still sharing the messages and the lessons that we got. And I was really moved by that, saying that here we are looking at hieroglyphs on the inside of a temple wall or a side of a tomb wall. And we're still talking about these people who lived and loved and learned. And does that legacy still live in us today? And the answer is yes. You are no less legacyable. I know that's not a word. I know that's not a word, but you are legacyable, my dear, because you live, because you're here, and because you have gifts and talents and abilities that you can use to share and help others with. And so that's why I'm all about this legacy lifestyle. I know there's so many other lifestyles. There's the soft girl life and the boss girl life and the boss life and all the lives. I want the legacy life. I want that one who I touch to remain or who I've lived to be and who I've learned to be to live on beyond me. And this is not about ego. It is about, though, opening up ideas and possibilities for others, just like my sixth grade teacher did for me. So I like to do little mathematics, little funny math. And so I'm going to give you one of my favorite equations here is that storytelling plus legacy equals your book. And there's something about books that we love as human beings, that we protect as human beings. I get so sad when I hear that there are books now being banned in certain places. That just makes me so sad. Or that books were ever burned. It makes me so sad. Or that in certain cultures, and certainly as a Black woman, I'm fully aware that there was a time when I wouldn't have been allowed to learn to even read, let alone write. That it was kept from me and kept from others as well. And so there's something powerful about a book that we still respect and love. And no matter how advanced we get, no matter how many computers or AIs or all the things we have, we still have it inbred in us, or in us, I should say, not inbred, but it's in our bones that we love books, and that books are still very, very valuable. It's also the other thing about a book, and you may have heard this already, that books, people will toss away your business card, but they will not toss away your book. I recently had a garage sale. We moved, and the hardest thing to get rid of was my books. So I went through my shelves and I was like, okay, I'm going to sell this number of books. And what was great was I found out that I had like doubles and triples of some books, because I have so many that I left them places or left them in other parts of the house. Like I didn't even know it was still in the closet over here, where I put it down on the shelf, and then I lost it and I had to go buy another one. So I did a sale and I sold a nice number of my books and kept most of them, because why not? So just know that books, people don't want to get rid of them, and your words will last for forever and forever and forever. Storytelling and legacy building is about having stories that open doors and books that open minds. Stories that open doors and books that open minds. That's what this is really all about. That's what you're here to do. And remember, I did tell you that you'd have an opportunity to partner with me, partner in prosperity. Now, there's more to the training, but I just want to share this with you in case you're like, okay, Kim, I'm hearing this, I'm liking this, I like your vibe, I know, like, and trust you. I think I might want to work with you. Right now, you can go and sign up for your very own author discovery session. And what you'll do when you get there is you'll see there's a little application there. This is for you if you're ready to invest time and resources. And I'm going to say this out up front. It's less time and less resources than you think because I've developed a system. I've developed a system around getting your story, getting your words out of you, getting it edited, getting it put into a beautiful book, and getting it lifted, building the author platform with you so that all the heavy lifting is done for you. So you don't have to sit and hope that you finally get this work done. So you don't have to figure out the publishing options all by yourself. So you don't have to say that you're writing a book and that you're not really writing a book. Let's get you writing your book right now. So that's why I'm inviting you right now. There's more to the training and I'm happy to have you stay. But in the meantime, go ahead and write this down, get this down. It's the Hot Coals Publishing, www. Do people say that anymore? www.hotcoalspublishing.com/wisdom. And hot is spelled HAUTE. And I fully recognize that it's alt coals. But I'm from New York, so we say hotcoalspublishing.com/wisdom. That gets you a 20-minute author discovery session. And please only sign up if you're ready to invest in yourself and ready to invest in your soulmate client. So there you have it. It's a small application that you'll fill out. And that way we'll know that if we're a right fit to work together. So there's that. Okay. Partner in prosperity. I love alliterations. So, okay. So there's the slide right there, your author discovery call. Let's see if we're a good fit. So I promised you that I would share with you some strategies for long-term impact with your book. I think what I see happening so much is somebody says, I've got a book. Now what? Like I went live a couple of days ago and I was asking people if they were authors. I was like, so where's your book? What you doing with your book? Like, it's on Amazon. Great. What are you doing with it? It's just there on Amazon. Well, it's not going to sell itself. It's not going to jump into people's carts on its own. It's not going to make the impact that you want it to make, all the time and energy that you spent writing it on its own. You really want to have some strategies in place. And I think that's this is a writer downer, that when preparing your book, when writing your book, there's some strategies you need to have in place to begin with. And some of them are identifying central themes that resonate with your experiences, your values, and your mission, right? And so like the story I just told you about my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Barrington, who saw in me greatness I didn't see in myself. Well, you better believe that theme has showed up several times in my life where I needed to be reminded of my greatness, or I needed to remind myself of my greatness, or I had to believe in myself and have confidence in myself when I didn't, or when I was maybe taking a path that I shouldn't take. And it's like, wait a minute, if you are connected to the greatness inside of you, that's a path you won't take. You'll take a completely different path, or you'll sit down and wait for the right opportunity to come. So identify in your own life central themes that show up over and over and over again and write about them. There's also something really powerful about the power of authenticity and vulnerability by sharing your personal triumphs and struggles. And one of the questions I say that I get a lot is, how do I share my story without sharing all my business? Where there are ways to share your story without having an audience pity you. We don't want your soulmate client to pity you. We want them to resonate with the trials and tribulations, the challenges and the triumphs that you went through, all the journey that you went through, like I said before, so they can see themselves in you and see that greatness in them and see the struggles that they have as worthy of overcoming. And in some cases, worthy of them sharing their journeys with others instead of keeping it in. I think we really help each other when we share the truth with each other, that it's not easy, that there will be some bumps in the road, but that you can overcome those bumps. We're talking inspiration and we're talking influence in this case. That's how you influence others, by sharing your story. The other thing that I see that a lot of people don't do in their books is they include the lessons, include the insights, include the wisdom gained through those experiences. A lot of times you're writing about you, but not sharing the lessons that you've gotten along the way, the valuable wisdom that you've gained along the way. Please share that with us. That's the ripple in the pond right there. See my little pond? Do you see my little pond? That's the ripple. Share your lessons with me. Don't keep it to yourself. I need to know how you figured it out. And thank you. Thank goodness you figured it out, because now you can come and tell me all about it. And the other thing that I think is a really powerful strategy is to share a call to action. In other words, invite readers to apply the insights in their own lives. Invite readers to look for the stories in their own lives. And the most powerful CTA of all, invite people to work with you. Say, I figured it out. I've got a way, and I want to help you along the way too. That is some of the powerful calls to action. And I think we in the marketing space, those of you who are in marketing yourself, we say that so quickly. It's a call to action. It's a CTA. It's a call to action. Take this down and really take this in. It's a call to action. It's an invitation to others to take action. I, on this training, am inviting you to take action in your life, to take this down, to take this in, and to come and work with me so that I can help you create the book of your dreams, the brand of your dreams, and so that you can create even more ripples in the pond. It can't be left all up here, and it can't be left all in here. What I'm pointing to is my heart. It's in your heart, it's in your head, but if you don't get in action, and if you don't call others to action, it doesn't get out into the world, and that's what we're here to do. So I'm going to share some of the biggest secrets about writing a book. Now, I may have glossed over this early on. I've written 5 books. I said I was going to try to find them. They're sitting on my desk over here. I've written 5 best-selling books. I'm going to share 3 of them with you right now. They're actually anthologies, and I told you that I've helped over 90 authors become bestsellers. So this is my first anthology. It's called Open Your Gifts. I know the light is really shining. Open Your Gifts, 22 lessons on finding and embracing your personal power. That means there's 22 authors in this book. And then the next one was Open Your Gifts 2, which is 42 lessons on finding and embracing the blessings in disguise. Guess how many authors are in this book? That's 42. 42 authors in this book, all talking about how they found the blessings in disguise. And then my latest one, Wisdom Gifts book, in finding and embracing the legacy in our lessons. And in this book, there are 30 authors. So I think if you add that all up, that's like 94 people, 94 plus me, 95. And this is my first book that I became a publisher. So I now help people publish their books, and I help authors become published bestsellers. That's what this is all about. So I think I know a thing or two about a secret or two that I want to share with you. By the way, let me say this too. My very first book was actually traditionally published. I had my own, book deal, and I, wrote a proposal, and I found an agent, and I pitched it to publishing houses, and I got it out into the world. And it was a really wonderful, very powerful experience. And I don't know that I would go that route again. I like the idea of either working in hybrid publishing or self-publishing. I consider myself a hybrid publisher, so that all the authors I work with still retain the rights to their own work. I'm just the publisher. I'm just the conduit for getting the words out into the world. With traditional publishing, that's not the case. And we'll talk about some of that in just a moment. So I promise you some secrets. You want some secrets? I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna share some secrets. Number 1 here, a book is not just a book. Oh no. You extend the book's impact by sharing the ways your business can uniquely help the reader with your story. In other words, you include your stories, your ups and downs. And we talked about this a moment ago, the challenges that you've had, the struggles, and how you figured it all out in your book. And you in turn share how you uniquely help others, how you can share with others what you've learned so that they now can have their lives to be transformed. I mean, why else write the book? A lot of people think that the book is about you, and I'm going to bust this myth. I wish my slide was moving right here. This is actually a little GIF from a little show I did called Living Single. For some reason, my GIF is not working. But I'm going to bust a myth for you right now that the book is not about you. The book is not about you. So I'm going to say this again. Your book is not about you. So it's about you, but it's not about you. I mean, it's about you, but it's not about you. You know who your book is about? Your book is about your soulmate client. Your book is about your wisdom, your gifts, your expertise, and the way you can uniquely help transform the lives of others. So your book is about you, but it's not really about you. And when you make the book about others, when you make the book about the way that you uniquely transform other people's lives through the sharing of your life, that's when you sell more books. That's when you make a bigger impact. That's when you make a bigger drop of the pebble in the pond where the ripples ripple out even further. And that, my friend, is legacy. That's legacy. So the book is about you, but it's not about you. Sorry, not sorry. So the other thing, the other secret that you must know, and this ties in beautifully together, is that you have to understand your soulmate reader. You see why I call this person soulmate? You have to understand and know them and understand them so that you can write for them. And you've heard this before, the WIFM, what's in it for me? That's the person who's buying your book, the person who's buying your course, your product, your service, the person who's booking you to speak, really is saying, what's in it for me? Oh, this is very nice, but what am I going to learn? What am I going to gain? Who am I going to become? What will I take away? What are my takeaways from your beautiful, generous experience of putting this out into the world? And the more we understand this, the better. Those are the books that haven't considered the soulmate reader, the book that you needed to get out of your soul because you just needed to get this out for you. That's a nice first step, but you got to make it about the person who's going to be buying the book and reading the book. Those are the books that sit on shelves and don't get sold. Those are the books that sit on Amazon and don't move because you didn't make it about the person whose life would be transformed. Please write that down. If you take nothing else from this presentation, take that. Everything that you create, if you're in business, has to be made with the soulmate client, reader, person in mind, the person that you are doing this for. You think it's for you, and it's for you, but it's really for the world. You do that and everything will change in your business. It really will. Change and grow. So let me share this with you. A book is good business. And why is it a good business? I like to say that authorship can be very advantageous. Well, it does a lot of things, and I'll go through this list pretty quickly, but hopefully this resonates with you that, having a book establishes credibility and expertise. It expands your brand visibility. I remember when my first book came out and I got booked to do interviews, there was nothing more fun for them to say, welcome to the stage, actress, comedian, author, Kim Coles. I'm telling you, people sit up and listen still to this day. Author, oh, really? It's still a big deal. It's still a wonderful big deal that you decided to put your heart into a book and expand it out into the world. So it helps your brand. It helps your credibility and expertise. It creates incredible networking opportunities because now you have an in. You have you actually have the best business card in the world because people will not throw a book away, as I've already talked to you about and demonstrated. They're going to keep that book, and you never know how many other people you will touch with this book. It enhances marketing and promotional activities to have a book, to be able to take excerpts from your book, to be able to turn this book into something else, into a course or into other opportunities, into other products and services. Yeah, a book is a great place to start, to build your ancillary products. It creates additional revenue streams. So there's the book, which is selling the book, and then there's the selling of the ancillary products, all the other additional revenue streams. It provides a beautiful platform for you. It builds trust with your audience. It gives you a competitive advantage, and it facilitates long-term relationships with your customers. Like I said, I have books on my shelf that I've had for forever that I did not want to get rid of, and they're there for me to pluck and enjoy anytime I want. I have an everlasting connection to the author. And it encourages personal and professional growth because you have to decide that you're going to do it, and then you got to get in action to do it. And the process of writing, the process of getting it done, the process of saying, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to put this out in the world, trust me, is a beautiful kind of personal growth journey, and it's there for you. So in other words, leveraging a book, leveraging the power of a book to enhance all aspects of your business and personal brand are a very good thing to do. Very, very good. So there's a couple of ways to go about this, right? There's the solo book. And like I mentioned to you before, I've written a solo book. It was really rewarding experience. I had within my solo book, it was done through traditional publishing. I had a large publishing company. It was so exciting. It was so fancy to have that experience. But there's some challenges. It was rewarding, but there are some challenges. There are time management and deadlines that are given to you by the person who is, your editor or your publisher. You require consistent motivation. There's often publishing confusion because you can write a solo book and you can decide if you want to go the traditional route, which is, really pitching it out there, or you can decide to self-publish on your own, which has its own set of a laundry list of things that you have to do in order to get the book out. Or you may decide to go hybrid publishing, which, as I said, I'm a hybrid publisher, where you have the hand-holding of a publisher, but I would say the autonomy of you owning the rights to your own book. And that has now become my favorite way to be. And now, like I said, I've created a business around it for myself. There's also self-editing and critique that happens when you're writing a solo book, because it's solo. You're by yourself, and it's like, is this good enough? Does this sound right? And until you send it off to your editor, if you even have an editor, sometimes people edit themselves. You don't have that other set of eyes looking at it, or you have a set of eyes that don't really understand you or understand your project. There's the question of structure and flow. How do I make this flow? Do I do the research myself? I have to do the fact checking. You have to manage the feedback, and it's the feedback from the people that you send it out to read and go, do you like this? And they go, I don't really like it. Like, you got to manage the emotions around the feedback that you get, or like I said, the feedback of an editor that may or may not be in alignment with you. In my case, my first editor, she left the company, and I was assigned another editor who didn't understand my voice at all. And so we were at odds on some things I wanted to say and the way I wanted to say them. And she didn't understand at all what I was doing. And so there was that. And then there's also the publishing and the marketing. And often you have to do that by yourself. And by the way, even if you have a traditional publisher, you will do a lot of the marketing yourself. My experience is that you get sort of a month of time where they are hot on the trail to get you booked on shows and booked on podcasts and get you in the newspapers and get you into magazines and get you on the podcast and get you on the things. And then after your month is done, they've moved on to the next book. And it was heartbreaking to go, but I have more books to sell, but I have interviews I want to book, but you're going to get about a month. And if you do a solo book yourself, you're going to have to do it all yourself. I may have a solution for you. Remember I told you about partnering in prosperity? I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. Again, then there's self-doubt and fear of failure and the stress and the accountability and all of that. That's the solo book. Now, then there's also what I like to call the other way. And the other way is what we call the rising tide that lifts all boats. The rising tide that lifts all boats. And that is the anthology that I just told you about. Here's what's cool about this. Every person in all of these anthology, all they had to do is write one chapter. So an anthology is a collaboration or collection of writings. So you still get the authority and credibility, you get the enhanced exposure, you get the network opportunities, you get shared marketing efforts, which is really fun. When we launch these books, we launch together, we launch as a team, and we use each other's platforms to, I like to say, exponentialize what's going on out in the world, getting it out into the world. And like I said, it's a collaborative community, and there's diversity and prestige of being able to borrow each other's platform. And each one of these authors gets to borrow my platform to exponentialize, get your messages and stories out. So I love that. Also, you get to share the publishing costs. Publishing can cost quite a bit. Like I said, there's a checklist of things you got to check off. There's quite a few items that you need in place in order to make your book happen. Well, when you do an anthology, there are shared costs. There's also flexibility and contribution. Like I said, all you have to do is write a chapter, right? Write a chapter and a great bio, and we do the rest. And it's perfect for emerging authors and established authors, because if you already have a book, then being part of an anthology and part of the groundswell of the promotion that happens during launch means that you then push the energy of your other books as well. And so I love anthologies for new and established authors. It really is a really cool way to get another product out there into the world. And with only writing one more chapter, you've written a whole book. Now just write one chapter and use like I said, the groundswell of energy to go even further for you. So there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no hiding. There's no pretending that I wouldn't have something to share with you tonight. I wanted to give you this training, and I hope you had great nuggets for you. But I also want to give you a call to action. Ding, ding, ding. A call to action to write your story, to get your message out into the world. And the way I'd love for you to do it is this way right here. We're calling it the Wisdom Gifts for the Entrepreneurs Anthology. So like I said, the last one that I've done is called The Wisdom. So I'm all about this wisdom series right now. And it's about finding and embracing the legacy in your lessons. By the way, GIFTS is an acronym for gratitude, intention, forgiveness, triumphs, and self-love. And each of the authors will take one of those principles and write their story through the lensing of gratitude, through the lensing of how they understand the power of intention, through the lensing of what forgiveness has meant for them, through the lensing of being triumphant and standing in your magnificence, or through the lens of what self-love really means to you. And so we have a system that we take you through, and it's a beautiful anthology project that I would love for you to participate in. And what's really unique about this is that it is a complete marketing and publishing package. I mean, we do the coaching, we do the consulting, we have an editor, we have everything in place because I know the secrets, I know the ins and outs, and I know that I can make it easy for you, easy and fun and powerful. So it's a comprehensive co-author package that offers valuable tools, resources, and editorial support, ensuring that your chapter is impactful, well-marketed, and a stepping stone to greater success. It's really what I like to call a book in a box. It's a book in a box. And what I mean by that is we really do give you a comprehensive everything. We help you with the writing. I coach you through the writing. Like, what story do I write? Like, let me hear your stories. Okay, try that one on. Send it to me. Let's co-create something wonderful. Have you thought about asking yourself this question? What are the lessons that you want to share? So I encourage you to share your lessons, share your story, and share the way that you uniquely serve others. This is a promotional product because we are putting the call to action in the book. Each one of the authors is going to invite people to work directly with them. And the thing that I love to say about this that's really sort of unique and fun about a collaborative experience is that you go everywhere I go. Every person in this book or this book or this book goes with me every time I sell this at the back of the room when I do speaking engagements, or I go to a fundraiser and I donate a case of books for the fundraiser. That means you come with me. I go, I do the gig, and when people buy the book, or when people take the book, or when I give the book away, or when it gets sold somewhere, every other author comes along with me. And that's a unique experience that I get to use my platform to be a ripple in the pond. I get to use my platform to help you build your platform. And so that's why I call this a book in a box. It's one part coaching, one part resources, one part publishing package, one part bestseller campaign. Oh, yeah, I don't think I told you that yet, that we are guaranteed to become a bestseller because I have the system to be able to do that. And so that's why this is so powerful. And this is why this is what? Legacy building. It's a book in a box. So let me share with you some of the things you get. And let me take my picture off here. And let me actually put that might take up too much space. So no, I won't do it now. Here's all the things that you get when you say yes to this anthology. And really, all you're really saying yes to right now is booking an appointment to have an author discovery card, a call, I should say, an author discovery call. If this is sounding interesting to you, if this is sounding like you're leaning in, if you're sounding like you're ready to start putting your legacy and open up all the other things that you do and connect them with a book, well, then you'll say yes to setting up an appointment. So let me just share with you what is included here. So I help you to brainstorm your story, get clarity on the most impactful story to tell, and you'll overcome writer's block immediately because we'll dial in quickly what it is that you want to share with the world. I also have a what I call a proprietary story structure that I love to teach, so that if you don't know how to tell the story, and there's many ways to tell the story, but if you follow this particular pattern, you will kick out a great story every single time. And speaking of every single time, what's important to know is about this coaching program / book in a box, is that everything that you'll learn here, everything you'll discover here, are all things that you can take and apply in other ways, in other areas in your business. So when I teach you this incredible story training, this system for telling your story, you can use that everywhere else. You'll use that on your webinars. You'll use that in your live streams. You'll use that in your speeches and be able to sprinkle it throughout and feel confident in sharing a story that's meaningful, that will land well with the audience. And so I'm really happy to make sure I share that with people. You'll also receive an author marketing plan. This is something that you'll be able to use in other ways, in other parts of your business. And let's say you've already written a book, but you didn't get the support that you needed. This piece alone will help anyone who's already been an author to create their marketing plan and keep their success going and flowing. We're going to have a pre-launch and a launch plan. We're going to do it together. You'll have promotional guidance and promotional assets. We're going to create beautiful graphics that belong to all of us as a beautiful, co-writing cohort. You'll get your own badges to be able to use on social media or be able to use on your own website. We're going to do a bestseller campaign. Means that you'll get instant visibility and instant credibility. You're also going to get your very own customized website and book funnel. And this is one of those things that I don't see out in the marketplace. Sorry, not sorry. We are going to give you your own. Sorry for them. Sorry for them, not for us. You're going to get your own guaranteed bestseller customized website, meaning that each one of the authors will get their own personalized website that will lead people to the book and will teach you how to create a way to draw people into this website, sign up for the pre-launch, and then sign up for the launch once we're ready for it, by showing you what to share with the audience so they'll sign up to get your freebie or sign up to learn more about what you do. So each person will get this and a book funnel, meaning that they'll get on your list. And then when they're ready to buy the book, they'll be able to buy the book from you. So you'll build a customer list. You'll be able to attract capture and nurture customers. I don't see a lot of people doing this. I don't see anybody else offering this piece, but I wanted to make sure that you had this because it's powerful. Remember, I talked about building an author brand, an author platform. This is how you do it. There'll also be book printing and author discounts as we go along. I'm also going to give you a case of books so that you can start selling it right away. Once the book is all ready and published and ready to go, you'll get a case of books that you can begin selling immediately so that you can make back some of your investment. You can sell them at events. You can sell them online on your own website. Wink, wink. And there's a couple of bonuses I love to share with others. We're going to do an interview. I've been in show business a really long time, and I've been an interviewee, and that means I know how to be an interviewer. Well, I won't say that means, but I know how to be a good interviewer. I know how to interview others such that they shine, such that we learn about your message, we learn about your chapter in the book, we learn about your business, we learn about how you uniquely are building your legacy. This will be designed for you to use on your website, on your socials, or any other place you want to use it. It will be an interview with me and you, but the spotlight will be on you. I've been doing this for a really long time. I've picked up a few tricks and tips, and I know how to make someone shine because people have done it for me, and now it's your turn. The other thing that I'm offering that, again, I don't see out in the world, I don't see this interview piece at all, and not everyone has the platform to be able to share it with others. In fact, when we did it with the other book, we actually turned it into a podcast. So I love that I get to use my platform to show how you shine. The other piece is you get a private one-on-one session with me. So let's say you get stuck on your chapter. Let's have a private session and let's hash it out. Let's say you're not sure how to connect this book with these other 3 things that you're doing in your business. Let's have a private session so I can brainstorm with you and use my gifts and talents as a author, speaker, coach, host, actress, and business coach too, to be able to really fine tune for you what would work for you. So everyone gets a private one-on-one session with me. And that's not something I see out there in the market very often either. But I wanted you to have that so that your success is going to happen. Your success will be guaranteed. So here's everything that you're going to get. And again, there's nothing for sale right now, but everything that you get can be found when you say yes after you sign up for your author discovery session. We're going to brainstorm your story. I'm going to show you how to write a captivating story. I'm going to give you an author marketing plan. You're going to have media and promo assets. We're going to have a pre-launch and a launch. We're going to have a bestseller campaign. Yes, we will be bestsellers. You're going to have a customized book funnel. You're going to get a case of books. And then when you're ready to reorder some more books, we'll make that happen for you at a great discount. There'll be an interview with me that we're going to use everywhere. And there's no price tag on that. I don't offer that. I don't offer people just to get an interview with me that we can film and they can put it out. Marketing tool just for them, right? And also you get the private one-on-one session. So all that is available for you. So I'm going to, oh no, I don't want that one. I want that one. So if this is sounding, interesting to you, if it sounds like you're like drawn to go, oh, Kim, I got to get this. I got to get my story out in the world. I got to get my book. I'm writing a book right now, but I don't know what to do with it. Just set up a call with my team. And here's some things I'm going to request from you with love. Don't book the call if you're not going to show up. Please don't. Please just don't book the call because it wastes your time and it wastes my team's time too. Like, it's just like, don't book the call if you're not going to actually show up. Also know that if you book the call and you don't show up, we're not rebooking. So really find time in your schedule and know that this is what you really, really want. And come knowing that there's going to be some investment. There's going to be investment in your time. And there's going to be an investment that is actually not as high as you think it is, but there is going to be an investment as well. Like I said, the value on this is over $25,000. Over $25,000. It's not going to cost you $25,000 or $24,997. It's not going to cost you that. It's going to cost you considerably less than that. But we've had some people fill out the application, and we ask you, are you willing to invest? And they go, no, I'm zero. It's no love lost, but we're gonna have to cancel that appointment because if you don't know that you need to invest in your business, if you don't know that you need to invest in your future, if you don't know that or you're not able to, then it's okay that you don't set up a call. Just don't take up the space. Take your time and take your energy and focus on how you can invest in yourself and the ways that you can become fully resourced for yourself. So my big ask is to say yes. If this is calling to you, say yes. If you're ready to make an investment of time and energy and resources, financial resources, and would love, love, love to have you. Let's see if we're a good fit to work together. So my team is ready to take calls. This, by the way, somewhere on this page, there will be a timer. We have a limited amount of time because the journey has already begun. We already have a group of people who have already begun writing their chapter. And so we've gotten them ready. I've already started getting some of their drafts, and my job is to go through the draft, get it ready for the next level, send it back to you, then you send it back to me, then we send it to the editor. So I've got a group of people who are already ready. I've got space for about 5 more people. And you will get your own deadline. We'll make it easy for you, I promise. But this is going to move quickly, I should say, because this book is coming out this year. Did I say that yet? This book will be out September 2024. So there is some speed and some velocity I want you to expect in the experience of you with velocity saying yes to an author discovery session. Let's see if we're a good fit. We'll give you the timelines, and I'm here to help. And in fact, I don't tell this to everyone, but I'll share with you. What I do is every week I host about 3 or 4 co-writing coaching sessions. So they are like sort of incubator sessions where I show up on Zoom and I go, what do you need to know? Where are you in your writing now? Have you thought about this? Have you asked yourself this question? Think about this. Off you go and write. So people can just show, it's like sort of a workshop. And so I hold these workshops to create the space for my authors to feel ready for this book, ready to write their chapter, and ready for them to make the ripple in the pond. There you go. So thank you so much for participating here in the Write, Share, and Inspire. Whatever you decide to do, please do understand that you have such powerful gifts, such empowering, inspirational, educational gifts that need to be shared with the world. Such expertise that you, like I said in the beginning, some expertise and lessons that you have over here that need to be applied over here so the world will have the transformation that you uniquely offer. Let me take a sip. Hold on before I say goodbye. Take your gifts that are over here, apply them over here, and put out into the world the beautiful transformation that only you can offer. Thank you so much, and bye for now.